What's up, gamers? Welcome back to GatherFive. This is episode 2 of Fetch Quest. Just to start you off, we got about 48 games here, 46 games here. So let's not waste any more time and let's dive right in. So the first thing I got here is not really the game, but it came with the pre-order of a Doom Eternal that just came out. Just played through it. You probably hear the little tin here. This is the exclusive pre-order tin that you got through GameStop. Yes, I know. Y'all are gonna hate me because I still go to GameStop, but you know what? They have good deals on some games that I see a lot higher prices in other places. So I'm still gonna go there. Still gonna pre-order from there. And yeah, so Doom Eternal. This is the deluxe edition I got. Comes with DLC and stuff. Blech. Just wanted the game, played the game. The game is great. 9 out of 10 for me. I don't really go in the middle, but it'd be higher than a 9. But if it's not considered perfect for me, don't give it a full 10. There are some issues. Speed is the game. If you love fast first-person shooters, like I do, this is going to be for you. You have to move with speed. If you're not moving around quickly, you're going to die quick. Really fun, worth the buy. Now, another day earlier this month, I was at GameStop for a buy 2 get 2 free for pre-owned PS3 and Xbox 360 games. While I was looking around, I saw Dragon's Crown Pro, and this is the Battle Hardened edition. It's a steelbook. As you see, $20 for the steelbook. Been looking for this version of this game. It's a remake of the PS3 game for the PS4. It's updated and includes some things. And even though I wasn't there for it and I saw it, I had to grab it. It's a fun 2D like beat 'em up. Really goes back to those retro things, which I've been really been wanting to get playing retro inspired games with like Shovel Knight and Axiom Verge during this quarantine time. But next, and there's a interesting story with this game, is I picked up, I used to have this and I beat it on Wii, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. So the story with this is if many of you might not know, this game actually got delayed for like 2 years because the Wii was coming out. Now, I had initially pre-ordered it on the GameCube during that 2-year delay time. It had no idea of the delay. Completely forgot I had a pre-order until those 2 years later, GameStop calls me up and says, "Hey, pre-order of Twilight Princess." And I was like, "What pre-order are you talking about?" But yeah, it's great. Have that back. Goes around the shelf. You know, I'm trying to get as many of those old Zelda games I had and played through, and some that I've never played through back in the collection. So it's good to pick that up. Hey, look at. I also picked up Prince of Persia trilogy here on the PS3. It's a fun little set of all the HD remasters of the first 3 games of PS2. Currently don't have PS3, but I plan on picking one up, and so this will be some games I decide to play through once I get that. Also picked up Sniper Elite V2, the Silver Star Edition, so it comes with all the DLC. These Sniper Elite games are pretty fun and will be a fun game to play on my 360. Also picked up Fear 3. I want to get all the Fear games on the 360 because I know they're fun, but I've never played through them. So those were all I got through that buy 2 get 2 free for at GameStop. But then there's one day I went to help my brother-in-law move something, and I was driving past this record place that actually I've heard from St. Louis Retro Gamers has some games in there. So I went to look. One of the games I found is Fable 3, pretty much brand new, just without the seal, great condition, so I picked that up. But the big thing I got was Dot Hack Outbreak. I've been looking for the Dot Hack games everywhere, can never find them. This is complete in box. The only thing it's missing is the anime. The disc alone goes for about $30. And I was able to get this complete in box for like 20, I think I talked them down to for this and Fable 3. So this is great. If I can get all these Dot Hack games, these original anthology, I'll call it, because there's 4 parts, would be great. I did see Dot Hack Infection probably a year ago now at a retro game shop, and it was for $20. I think it had everything. At the time, I decided to pass it up, and I shot myself in the foot there. Really wish I would have picked that up. But 2 other games I got at that retro game shop I went back to. They were doing a buy 2 get 1 free. I got Grandia 2. I know they have the Grandia HD remasters on the Switch, and I might pick those up. But if I can get the originals, for me, just playing the originals would be best. So if you have Grandia for the PS1 available and you just want to send it to me, let's talk. But pick that up. A JRPG should be a lot of fun to play through. And then I also picked up Tales of Legendia there as well. They had it for $20. I normally see it go for like $25 at retail stores, so I grabbed that because I was doing, buy 2 get 1 free. Another JRPG in the Tales series. There's tons of them, all the way back to the SNES with Tales of Fantasia. There might even be one before that. I recently, over the winter Christmas break and stuff, I got Tales of Vesperia Definitive for the Switch, and I played through that, and I love it. And I have Tales of Zestiria and Berseria on PS4 I plan to play through. So, definitely will go back and play this. The Tales games are always fun. If you love anime-inspired games, the Tales series is the way to go. But with that, I finally decided to do it. Probably overpaid a little more. Probably gonna found these for a bit cheaper, but picked up Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII, and I just decided to do that on the PS1 because now with those 2, other than Final Fantasy Tactics, I have all of the PS1 Final Fantasy games. Final Fantasy, 7 and 9 are 2 of my favorite. I probably enjoy 9 the most out of all of them, of the PS1 era ones. I remember playing a bunch of the Final Fantasy VIII demo disc I had, so it'll be fun to sit down, go back through these games, and play them. It'll be a ton of fun, and I can't wait to sit down and do that again. But JRPGs are long, and I try to plan my time to play through as much as I can, including JRPGs. So when I decide to flip back to the PS1 and go to a JRPG, probably going to sit down with the Final Fantasy game. And now, on to some games that if you watched the first episode, I had a big find with Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. I was looking around, I ended up getting these online for pretty cheap, and they're the 2 games I was talking about while I was talking about that is the Digital Saga 1 and 2. Got these for pretty cheap, like in essentially brand new condition, so I am very happy with that. Got those 2 to add to my Shin Megami Tensei collection as well. And I'm pretty sure this has to do with a lot of the Persona 5 being very popular. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. This is the FES, or the Fest Edition. It's supposed to be like an updated edition that they came out with later. So this is the version I'm going to buy, of course. And then as well as Persona 4. And this actually includes a special soundtrack CD. And I think that might be all of the versions. So I think that's pretty cool, because I do enjoy soundtracks. I literally listened to the crap out of the Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne CD for a while I was able to go out and do things. So those are mainly the pickups I did in the wild. I know the last episode was about 30 minutes long, so I'm going to try and keep this one a bit shorter, not going into too much detail, just showing off what I have. But a buddy of mine, he sold me some games when I started getting into collecting when I moved back to the Midwest. And I was just texting him about some things, and he took a picture of a box. He's like, "What in this box do you want?" In the end, looking it over, I was just like, you know what? How much for the whole box? And he gave me a great deal on this. You can call it the bro rates, the mates rates, whatever you want to call it, with getting good games for cheap from a friend. And I'm very happy he did this, because some of these games are games I want to play. Some of these games I've played a lot of, and just glad to have them back on my shelf. So I'll tell you now, it came out to about $2 a game, and some of these games are highly sought out. Some, pretty cheap, and I don't really care, but I decided to pick them all up. Start with some of the few PS1 games in here. If they're really PS1 games, not really. This is, this is a remake of Asteroids. Asteroids is a great arcade game back in the day, one of the first ones out there. So that's neat to have. Ape Escape, it's a great game. I loved Ape Escape when I was a kid. Actually, I already have it, so this will be a duplicate copy, but maybe I'll be able to start trading for other things that I don't have now. And then a collection of Activision classic games for the Atari 2600. So there's 30 Activision Atari 2600 games, and so we're going to go into a little history here. The games for the Atari, let me take a quick swig of water. For the Atari 2600, the Activision games are actually thought and said to be the best ones on the system. That has to do with the fact that Atari was very strict with their programming of games. So a bunch of their main programmers started their own company. That company, Activision. So their games, they're the lead programmers from Atari that came out with the system, left to make the games. So obviously they're going to be great. So that's going to be good. I've never played a lot of Atari games, so popping this into my PS1, I'll be able to go back and try out some of these great Atari games. It'll be a lot of fun to do, especially when they're coming from the cream of the crop of the programmers for the Atari. So now let's go to some Xbox 360 games, mainly because these are not the best games out there, and they're just games that came with it. I don't really care, but I've put a lot of time into some of these, so they are good games. They're just, I'm probably not gonna go back and play them. But first one here, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Both of these games played a lot of, especially COD 4. Brandon here on the channel and I used to play that game religiously, even into the Pro Mod days on the PC. Played so much of that game. Fun game. They remastered it, and I heard some good and bad things about it, but the Xbox 360 version is where that game took off, and it really defined modern first-person shooters. Though modern first-person shooters have shipped away, that is still the staple, and it's good to have. It is it's not like rare or anything, but to have it in the collection is good, because having a defining game in there is always nice. And then Borderlands 2, I actually played it on PC with my buddy who sold me all these, so that's nice to have. Maybe when I have a little Rugrat running around. 360, though the 360s are finicky, it might be one of his first HD gaming consoles while I'm having. He can go through Borderlands 2. It's fun. Good co-op game. Then Arkham Asylum. I actually played Arkham Asylum, I believe, on my PS3 back in the day. But, it's still a great game. The Arkham Asylum games are wonderful. One thing I say about Jedi Fallen Order is if they would have had like an Arkham Asylum fighting system, I would have enjoyed it a little more, instead of it being like Souls style fighting. But still, Jedi Fallen Order is great. But the Arkham Asylum fighting system is one of the best ways to do like a fighting game, if you're, or not a fighting game, but an action adventure game, if you're going to not be doing weapons, but like fist to fist. But even still, it's just the counter system is so smooth. Love that fighting system. Next, Assassin's Creed 2. It's actually my favorite in the series. I played it on PS3, and my first playthrough, I literally completed 75% of the game, almost unlocking everything. Wonderful game. Then Assassin's Creed 1, another great game. You know, those games are still being made, still changing up, and are just wonderful to go around and run through. And then we have Red Dead Redemption. Wonderful game. I actually played it on the PS3, but I have it back now. I have Red Dead 2. Probably going to play through Red Dead 2 once that PS5 comes out and I get that picked up. Now next we're going to move into some Xbox and one last 360 game and some Xbox. We got Halo 3. If you haven't heard, I played a lot of Halo 3 back in the day. Also competed a bit in it for a long time, and you know, many hours playing Halo 3 online. So just to have a physical copy, I know there's the Master Chief Collection's out. It's coming to PC. This is great. I hope Halo 3 takes off again, but having, you know, Halo 3, that copy back, I mean, it might never get played, but just having it there, is great. Halo 2. This copy's a little beat up, and I plan to get a physical Halo 2 of the limited edition one. You can still find those out in the wild, and because that's the one I had. Halo 2 is great. Put a lot of time into that too. That was probably my first big online multiplayer game. You know, so it means a lot to me, and you can't beat Halo 2 LAN parties. And then Halo 1. So Halo 1, 2, and 3 is right there. That's great to have all those. Halo 1, staple for first-person shooters as well. What can you really say about Halo? Everybody knows it. Then D&D Heroes. Actually, I already have this, so this is a duplicate, but it's a great little action-adventure game using Dungeons and Dragons. It's like a big dungeon crawl. It's a lot of fun. Actually, when I got it, I sat down and ended up playing like an hour and a half of it. Time just flew by. It's a lot of fun. Then we have the Doom 3 Limited Collector's Edition Steelbook. So this is nice. This is nice. I love steelbooks. I think they're really cool. They're just a way to let something really stick out for a game instead of, you know, having just the regular boxes. Steelbook is always nice to look at and like, oh man, that's cool. What game is that? So Doom 3, love Doom 3 on the Xbox. That's what I played it on. I plan to go through it again sometime because I forget a lot of it and I may have never fully finished it. But yeah, let's move on now to some PlayStation 2 games. We got quite a bit here. First and foremost, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games are just fun. I remember playing the first one on the N64 and the PS1, the second one on the PS2, or the PS1 as well, and then the PS2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. It's a game my brother and I played a ton of. We unlocked everybody in the game, every map, every secret. So much of it. It was like one of the games we got with our PS2. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, I don't know if I played a whole lot of, so having that will be nice. I might sit down one day and maybe play some of it, see how it goes. Then we have Test Drive. Not a big racing game fan, but you know, I might check this one out. I've heard some good things about it. It's got some pretty cool music in it, like DMX, Ja Rule, so that's kind of cool. But I'm not a big racing game fan. Then we got Battlefront 2. Great game. I remember playing the crap out of this on the PS2 as well. You gotta love Battlefront 2. Way better, like those ones, way better than the new ones that have come out. If they just like remastered that, they would have done a much better job. But I don't work for EA, so I don't make those decisions. Then we have Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty. That was actually my first Metal Gear game I ever had. Tons of fun with that game. There's some interesting little Easter eggs you can unlock, and maybe when I go through a playthrough, I'll record it or something and show all you guys some of those Easter eggs that I learned about back in the day. Kind of fun. Then we got Shadow Colossus. I mean, Japan Studio, I believe, is who made this game. It doesn't tell me where. Let me see. Yeah, someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Japan Studio. They did Eco as well, which is here, I'll just grab it. It's right here. They did Eco as well. Just very interesting games. They did The Last Guardian on the PS4, and they've remastered Shadow Colossus. Well, it's like almost a full remake on the PS4, and I have it, and I really plan to go and play through that because I only played the PS3 version, but having the PS4 version and the original will be really interesting to really see the big differences. And it's a game of boss fights, really intricate boss fights, so that's fun. And then Eco, I just played Eco on the PS3. Very fun game. I mean, it is an escort mission essentially, which I'm not a fan of, but they do it right. They do it correctly, and it's just fun, interesting. Your character doesn't talk, so it's all about atmosphere. It's very fun. And then we have Okami. Okami is supposed to be a Zelda-like game. I have the HD remake on PS4, and I plan to play through it. I have just never got to it. Now I have the original as well. Can do that comparison sometime. Okay, a few more PS2 games here, and then we're going to move to GameCube and the rest of the games here. But we have Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2. What do you say? Those are staples for my gaming. Kingdom Hearts 1, I remember initially seeing a friend of mine from junior high playing through that. It was after one of his birthday parties. We had like a sleepover out at some cabin he had by a lake, his family did. And then the next day, I went to his house, and him and an older buddy of ours were playing through Kingdom Hearts 1. I saw it, and I was just like, this game is so cool. I had to get it, picked it up, played through it, and then Kingdom Hearts 2, pre-ordered it, and both myself and my friend of mine got it on launch, and we're kind of racing to see who can get through the game quickest and unlock the most. And it was just a great time. We'd go in, school the next day, say, where did you get? Did you fight so and so? Did you unlock this thing? And it was a lot of fun, and it's just a moment that I don't really have much. If I play through a game and nowadays, and maybe I'll say something to some of the GatherFive guys, and they probably haven't played through the game, so that was just something different. It's something unique that a lot of nostalgia for those two games, as well as this one, San Andreas. Another thing like that, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was is a defining game for the PS2 right there at the end. Open world, you're based off what you did with your character, you actually change. And there's just something like, anybody who's playing the game has a different story to tell playing it. So I would, play next day, go to school, say, talk to my buddies about what we did in our playthrough of that game. Then we have Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I've actually never played these, but I've always wanted to get into them because I know they go into like a retelling of the Dragon Ball Z story. So that will be a lot of fun to just try and play those. That's a 2D fighter. I'm not a big fighting game fan, but I do enjoy them from time to time if they have like a story or something for me to follow, because I'm just not that good at them. So online is not really my thing. So, going through that'll be fun. I'll probably pick up the other, I think there's 3 Budokai games on the PS2, and I'll probably pick all of them up at some point. And then last, it's Beyond Good and Evil. I only got this because I never played it, and I really want to, and I'm very excited for the second one that's supposed to be coming out at some point in time. We'll see. Hopefully that they can get that out to us soon, but with enough time for me to beat the first one there. So let's see here. Got some GameCube games here, and I'll do this in order from pretty much order based on price of the games. So first we have Mario Power Tennis. Again, I paid $2 for this game, and it goes for multiples more than that. It's a Mario game, it's tennis. I might sit down and play it, so I'm not a big fan of these, but it's Mario, and I love Mario. Mario Superstar Baseball. I was already told my buddy when I picked it up, we had to play this together. And it'll be a lot of fun, you know. These Mario games, even if they're sports related, you can have a good time to sit down, you know, playing some multiplayer with them, sitting, you know, back on the couch co-op and stuff, playing games. But again, it's sports. I might not play it by myself on my own, but I'll pick it up and play through a bit of it, I'm sure, at some point. Then we have Simpsons Hit and Run. I've never played it. Another drink of water real quick. Ooh. I've never played it, but I've heard such great things about it, and so that is definitely going to be a game that I have to sit down and play through. It's supposed to be like GTA with The Simpsons. Now, this might be a way for me to get into The Simpsons fully. Not a big Simpsons fan, but, you know, I know The Simpsons characters, and I know it's funny. I know it's well done, so hopefully, you know, in not too long, I can sit down and play this game. Maybe you can start watching the 20 plus seasons of the show, or maybe just the movie. The next Mario Kart Double Dash, that was one of the games in my apartment as an undergrad. My buddy Joe, we'd hook this up, have a few people over, play this for hours and hours. Pretty sure at one point the only person who could beat me was my buddy Joe. He's just played so much of it, he just understands it, because he probably understands like the skidding system, which I didn't. I just drove and tried to take turns using kind of logic on how to get through them. But I would come in second more often than not. Even every now and then I'd come in first, so that was a lot of fun. Can't beat, you know, Mario Kart. You know, get 4 controllers in, get 4 people playing, have a lot of fun. And last but not least, Super Smash Bros. Melee. People are still buying and playing this. Smash Bros. Competitors love this game. There's a reason why they have, you know, the new GameCube controllers for the Switch now. It's because, you know, Brawl did alright, but competitors were still playing Melee, at least from what the knowledge I know. And this is actually the last Smash Bros. I owned and ever really played. I had a lot of fun with it, unlocking characters and stuff. You know, I might sit down and play with it, play some of this at some point. But, I'm not any good at it, but it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and it brings back some memories from the summer I owned it when I was a kid, back in high school. So that'll be fun. But yeah, with that, that's, you know, all my games. Pretty sure we went through like 46, 48 games in a little under 30 minutes. It takes some time to get through all these and talk about them a little bit. But I have some news. I can actually now I'm going to start trying to stream and record games I'm playing for the GatherFive channel. I'm going to pick a day out of the week, and that'll be the retro game day for GatherFive. We'll give it some fun name. And I'll go through, my idea is to have like a selection of, you know, 3 or 4 games that are all kind of similar that I'm playing through. And I'll pop one in when I start, and then as, you know, you guys come and view on the stream, and if people are saying it enough, I'll switch to one of the different games on the list. And just a way to give, you know, people the ability to view some of these old retro games, because when you're going to buy these old games, you gotta know what you're getting into, just like with any new game. But if it's a game you've never heard of before, why not just watch someone play it, see if it's something you might enjoy. So that's what I plan to do with that. And I also plan to do maybe like a weekly thing of the retro game of the week, where I pick out some of these games I've got here in my collection, and then just kind of go over the game, its history, the rarity of it. But that's what I have on deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, comment and let me know games I should be going out and looking for. I have ideas of games I want, but if there's anything that you think I should be really searching for, let me know. But other than that, remember, just comment, subscribe. Remember to check out our weekly podcast, Cheap Drinks and Cheat Codes, every Thursday at 5:30 Eastern Time. And then normally on Friday or Saturday, we have it up on YouTube for you to watch. Comment there, comment with questions so we can start addressing them in that podcast. But I hope this was a little trip down memory lane for some of you. I hope you enjoyed. So I'll see you guys all in the next episode. Peace.